Imagine waking up on a calm morning. The sun shines through your window, and unlike most people, you don't have to rush out the door to clock in at work. Your phone vibrates with a notification. It's not a bill, not a message from your boss, but a dividend hitting your account. Your wealth has grown without you lifting a finger. Sounds like a distant dream. For many, yes. But what if I told you this idea isn't just modern, it's something even ancient philosophers pondered? After all, what is the true role of money? In the pursuit of freedom, the Stoics always championed independence and control over one's own life. Yet the reality for most people is far from that. They work for decades, accumulate money, yet never feel truly secure. The fear of the future, dependence on a steady paycheck, and the feeling of being trapped in an endless cycle of work are common, even among high earners. It's not just the amount of money that makes the difference, but how it's managed. Some people spend their lives simply trading time for money, never realizing there are more efficient ways to build stability. Others create income streams that function without their constant presence, granting them greater autonomy over time. Still, for many, this idea seems out of reach. The fear of losing money, the uncertainty of where to start, and the lack of clarity on what truly brings financial freedom keep most people stuck. But this dilemma isn't unique to the modern era. Since ancient times, great thinkers have debated the connection between wealth and independence, and the Stoics had a lot to say about it. But did they approve of passive income, or did they see it as a trap? The answer doesn't lie in easy shortcuts, but in solid, time-tested wisdom. And that's exactly what we're about to explore. The idea of living without relying on constant work sounds promising, but for many, it still feels like a distant illusion. After all, if it were that simple, why do most people remain stuck in an exhausting routine? The truth is, while there are ways to build passive income, the resistance to taking that first step is stronger than most realize. A big part of this struggle comes from how we've been conditioned to think about money. From an early age, we're taught that the only reliable way to earn a living is through active work. The idea of making money without working every day might seem strange, or even wrong to some. This creates an invisible barrier that stops many people from even considering the possibility of investing or exploring alternative financial paths. On top of that, uncertainty breeds insecurity. Who hasn't heard stories of someone losing money by investing? The fear of risk makes many people choose to stay in their comfort zone, even if that means remaining in a cycle of continuous effort with no clear path to change. The irony is that avoiding risk entirely can be the biggest threat to financial freedom, because standing still while time moves forward only makes the journey harder. Another common obstacle is the belief that only those who already have a lot of money can generate passive income. Many assume you need a huge upfront investment when, in reality, building a stream of income that works in your favor can start small and grow gradually. The problem isn't just a lack of resources, but the mindset that this opportunity isn't available to everyone. Clinging to the security of traditional jobs, many people delay making any changes. There's comfort in receiving a steady paycheck at the end of the month, even if it means depending on a system that could fail at any moment. This dependence creates an illusion of stability, but all it takes is one unexpected event, like an economic crisis or sudden layoff, for everything to come crashing down. Throughout history, those who have gained greater financial independence understood that true security doesn't come from money itself, but from the ability to make it work for you. This approach doesn't require vast wealth to implement, just a new way of seeing what it really means to be financially secure. And yet, many remain trapped in the traditional model, believing there's no other option but to trade time for money. But is that really the only way? Many people associate investing with something complex, risky, or only accessible to financial experts. But in reality, investing doesn't have to mean diving into complicated operations or strategies that require constant monitoring. There are ways to build passive income based on simple, logical principles, allowing money to work for the investor without turning them into a slave to the process. The real advantage of passive income isn't just the money that flows in effortlessly, but how it reshapes a person's relationship with time and choice. Those who rely solely on active work are always at the mercy of external factors, whether it's the job market, the economy, or unexpected personal challenges. On the other hand, those who build independent income streams gain a type of freedom that extends beyond finances, the freedom to decide how and where to spend their time. Another key point is understanding that passive income isn't an absolute concept. No investment is completely hands-off, and every income source requires some level of management, especially in the beginning. However, the greatest advantage of this model is that over time, it demands less and less active effort, creating a compounding effect that can completely transform the life of anyone who adopts this mindset. Many who achieve this level of stability realize that passive income isn't just about money. It's about the ability to create options. Someone with multiple revenue streams doesn't have to accept every opportunity out of necessity or make financial decisions based on fear. This security reduces anxiety and allows for more strategic choices, something that has historically set apart those who thrive from those who remain stuck in cycles of uncertainty. These principles, far from being modern ideas, were discussed centuries ago by those who sought not just wealth, but true independence. The Stoics understood this logic well and had deep reflections on the relationship between money, work, and freedom, wisdom that remains just as relevant today as it was in ancient times. Seneca, one of the greatest representatives of Stoicism, was also one of the wealthiest men in Rome. Owning vast properties and an impressive fortune, he understood that money, when well managed, could provide greater freedom and stability. To Seneca, the problem wasn't in possessing wealth, but in losing control over it. He saw firsthand how many Romans became slaves to their own financial habits, spending recklessly and accumulating debt just to sustain a lifestyle that kept them tied to constant work. Another example comes from Cicero, a philosopher and orator who, while not a pure Stoic, shared reflections on financial independence. At the height of the Roman Republic, politicians and public figures often amassed enormous debts to fund campaigns and lavish lifestyles, making them dependent on creditors and political favors. This lack of financial autonomy forced them to act according to external interests, rather than making decisions based on their own principles. The parallel to today is clear. Those who rely solely on active work and a fixed salary are always vulnerable to external conditions. An economic crisis, a job market shift, or even a change in personal priorities can completely destabilize their financial life if they don't have another source of income operating in the background. In ancient Greece, Aristotle had already distinguished between those who used money as a tool and those who treated it as an end in itself. To him, wealth shouldn't be accumulated without purpose, but should instead be put to work productively. This mindset echoes today in the concept of passive income. It's not just about earning money, but directing it towards something that can grow and generate returns in the future. This strategic thinking has appeared across various dynasties and empires throughout history. Phoenician merchants, Renaissance bankers, and industrial-era investors applied concepts that the Stoics had discussed centuries earlier, using money wisely to reduce dependence on continuous effort. This approach isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about building a system where money generates more money, leading to real freedom. In practice, passive income is the conversion of accumulated wealth into free time and autonomy. Those who rely solely on active work have their routines dictated by the clock and mandatory commitments. Meanwhile, those who build income streams that function on their own can choose how they want to live, what to study, when to travel, and even when to stop working. This freedom doesn't mean abandoning effort. It means having the power to decide where and how to apply it. Imagine someone who has spent years investing part of their income into assets that generate continuous returns. Over time, they realize that their effort is no longer directly tied to the number of hours worked. Now they can choose where to invest their time and which projects truly align with their goals. Their livelihood no longer depends entirely on their constant presence at work because there's a flow of money operating in the background. It's the ultimate purchase of freedom, not in the sense of consuming more, but in living without being chained to the obligation of earning income at all times. This compounding effect can be seen in anyone who builds wealth the right way. In the beginning, the gains may seem small, but as investments grow and multiply, the need to work solely for survival decreases. Those who adopt this strategy early realize that in the long run, the greatest benefit of passive income isn't just financial, it's psychological. The peace of mind that comes from knowing there's a financial safety net functioning independently of direct effort allows for clearer decision-making, free from the constant pressure of uncertainty. When we look closely, it becomes clear that the principles behind passive income today aren't modern inventions. They are part of a timeless logic of stability and independence, something great thinkers have always understood. The goal isn't to become obsessed with wealth, but to structure financial life so that money becomes an ally, not a burden. But how can this philosophical concept be turned into something practical? How can we apply this Stoic mindset to build income streams that provide long-term stability and freedom? There are concrete strategies aligned with this very philosophy that can be implemented right away. Building passive income requires more than just desire. It requires strategy and mindset. The Stoics teach us that success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment, but from acting wisely and with discipline within the circumstances we have today. Applying this philosophy to money means understanding that every financial decision can either move us toward autonomy or deeper dependence. Small choices accumulated over time create a powerful effect, and it is precisely this effect that defines financial freedom in the long run. The first Stoic principle that applies to building passive income is accepting reality. Many people delay investing because they wait to have more money or believe they need advanced knowledge to start. The Stoics, however, emphasized dealing with circumstances as they are, not as we wish they were. This means that regardless of your current income, the first step can be taken now, whether through small contributions to solid investments or by creating a project that can generate future income. Another fundamental principle is focusing on what's within your control. In the world of investing and business, there are uncontrollable variables. The market can fluctuate, the economy can go through crises, and opportunities can come and go. The Stoics remind us that our focus should be on what we can influence. Studying good strategies, diversifying assets, and building income streams that withstand the test of time. Those who base their decisions solely on external factors remain vulnerable, while those who act with rationality and long-term vision lay a solid financial foundation. Discipline is another essential element. Seneca once said, "The greatest wealth is needing nothing," which doesn't mean rejecting money, but rather avoiding being ruled by it. Passive income isn't built overnight. It requires consistency and patience. An investor who reinvests earnings, a professional who develops a scalable project, or an entrepreneur who automates parts of their business is applying this very Stoic principle. They understand that each small action today can lead to significant change in the future. Financial anti-fragility is also a concept that aligns with Stoic philosophy. Those who build multiple income streams not only protect themselves against crises, but also gain more flexibility in dealing with uncertainties. Instead of relying on a single paycheck, someone earning dividends, rental income, or royalties can maintain financial stability even in turbulent times. This reduces fear and anxiety, allowing for clearer decision-making. Diving deeper into Stoic thinking and applying it to your financial life can completely transform your relationship with money. And for those looking for a more detailed guide on how philosophical principles can improve financial organization and create a more balanced strategy, the e-book Stoic Wealth: How Philosophical Lessons Can Transform Your Financial Life is an excellent starting point. Inside, you'll find practical concepts that combine Stoic wisdom with effective financial methods to build a solid and sustainable wealth strategy. The link to access it is in the first pinned comment of this video. Another essential Stoic lesson is strategic simplicity. Many people believe making money has to be complicated, but the most successful investors and entrepreneurs follow clear, straightforward principles. Investing in productive assets, minimizing financial distractions, and creating a sustainable system are simple but powerful decisions. Excessive complexity often leads to inaction, while well-defined steps create continuous progress. Additionally, adopting a mindset of constant learning is key. Marcus Aurelius dedicated part of his time to study and reflection because he knew that knowledge was one of the few riches no one could take from him. In the financial world, this means understanding that every investment, every mistake, and every success is an opportunity to grow. Those who see money as a tool for personal and intellectual growth, not just an end goal, develop a much healthier relationship with wealth. Finally, the last great Stoic lesson for building passive income is deliberate action. It's not enough to absorb knowledge and reflect on strategies. You have to put what you learn into practice. A plan without execution is just an idea, but even a small action can be the start of a major transformation. Choosing an investment, testing a new income model, or starting a project are steps that, no matter how small they seem, move you in the right direction. Passive income isn't a myth, nor is it a privilege for the few. It is the result of a series of choices aligned with timeless principles of discipline, rationality, and strategy. And as the Stoics understood, true freedom isn't just the absence of external restrictions, it's the ability to lead your life with autonomy and purpose. The Stoics saw passive income as part of a balanced relationship with money. They didn't condemn wealth, but warned about the danger of irrational dependence on it. If money can work in your favor and provide greater autonomy, it should be used wisely and with purpose. The mistake isn't in building wealth, it's in allowing the pursuit of money to consume your life. Throughout this video, we explored how Stoic principles can be applied to creating more sustainable income streams. We saw that accepting reality and starting with the resources available is a crucial first step. We also discussed the importance of diversification, discipline, and long-term vision in building a financial system that works without requiring constant effort. In the end, passive income isn't just about earning money automatically. It's about structuring your financial life to reduce uncertainty and bring greater peace of mind. For the Stoics, this was the true purpose of wealth, eliminating unnecessary worries and allowing you to focus on what truly matters. When built with prudence and purpose, passive income is fully aligned with a life of stability and self-determination. Now tell me, are you already building your passive income? Let me know in the comments. If this video brought you value, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on Stoicism and finance. And if you know someone who still sees money only as an end goal, share this video. It might be the first step toward a new financial perspective. Remember, true wealth is the kind that buys your peace, not your anxiety. Stay on the path to prosperity. Until we meet again.